Every damn decision you make is either building your empire or burning it to the ground. So ask yourself right now, are you the architect of your legacy or the assassin of your own potential? Every second you're making decisions, most of them on autopilot. That stops today. The difference between titans and time wasters: titans act with purpose. They act as if every decision is a brick in the empire they're building. In this video, I'll show you how to switch on that killer instinct and make every move count. Stop making emotional decisions. That's the first rule if you're serious about building something that lasts, something massive, something legendary. You don't build greatness based on how you feel. Feelings are for amateurs. Feelings are for the people who live life on the sidelines, watching while the doers take the field and dominate. You want to be elite? Then kill the emotion and install discipline. Empires are not the result of a good mood or some fleeting wave of inspiration. They are born from consistency, from cold-blooded decision-making, and from the relentless pursuit of a vision, regardless of how you feel in the moment. How many times have you let a bad mood ruin a productive day? How often have you delayed taking action because it didn't feel right? That's weakness. That's the exact moment when your competitors pulled ahead. High performers don't wait to feel ready. They act, even when the fire's not there, especially when the fire's not there. Because discipline is doing it anyway. Discipline doesn't negotiate with your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, sad, unmotivated, or afraid. And neither should you. CEOs, high-level executors, decision makers at the top, they don't ask their gut. If it's scared, they don't let fear run the boardroom. They don't hold committee meetings with their doubts. They make the damn call and they move. You want to lead, then start acting like it. Make decisions like your future depends on it, because it does. Every single choice you make is either moving you closer to your vision or dragging you further from it. There is no neutral, no just this once, no coasting. It's forward or backward, period. When you act emotionally, you surrender control. You hand over the steering wheel to chaos, and chaos doesn't care where you want to go. It will crash your life into a wall. Logic, on the other hand, is your compass. Clarity is your fuel, and execution is the damn engine. Use them. Every time you let emotion take the reins, you're giving away power. And if you're serious about winning, you never give that up. So train yourself to pause. When emotion flares, step back. Zoom out. Ask, does this decision align with the empire I'm building? If not, kill it ruthlessly. You have to become surgical, precise, cold, even. Because in the arena of life, warm and fuzzy doesn't win championships. Precision does. Focus does. Execution does. Stop hoping your emotions will one day align with your goals. That day may never come. And frankly, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you do, in spite of how you feel. That's the defining difference between the average and the elite. One waits for the right feeling. The other creates the right outcome. Be the latter. Make the call. Move the needle. And never, ever let emotion dictate your empire. Make decisions with speed and finality. That's the hallmark of every high-performance individual who ever built something legendary. The rich, the powerful, the unstoppable, they don't waste time in analysis paralysis. They don't drown in what-ifs and maybes. They see the options, make the call, and move forward like a freight train. Why? Because success rewards velocity. Momentum favors the bold. The broke and mediocre, on the other hand, hesitate. They overthink. They call 10 people for validation. They wait for stars to align, for the mood to be right, for the perfect time, which never comes. And that hesitation, it costs them everything. Indecision is a disease, a soul killer. It's the reason people live on autopilot, chasing comfort instead of conquest. It poisons potential because it creates mental friction. It kills clarity, speed, and power. You think you're being careful, but really you're just avoiding responsibility. Every time you delay a decision, you give away power. You hand the wheel to fear, to doubt, to weakness. And let me tell you something. Weakness never built an empire. Winners don't dwell, they decide. Then they dominate, because once you commit, the world moves. Doors open, action compounds. You start to gain leverage over your circumstances because you're no longer a passive observer. You're a damn commander. It doesn't mean every decision is perfect. You're gonna mess up. Good. Learn, adjust, keep charging. That's how high performers operate. They don't obsess over perfection, they obsess over progress. Waiting for perfection is the ultimate lie. You think inaction keeps you safe, but it's actually the most dangerous thing you can do. Your brain is a weapon, so start using it like one. It wasn't designed to overthink, it was designed to solve, execute, and advance. Stop turning it into a paperweight by letting fear hijack your process. You already know what needs to be done most of the time. You're just scared of the consequences. But you know what's scarier? Wasting years of your life wondering what could have happened if you just acted. Speed is power, finality is freedom. When you start making quick, decisive calls, you free up your mental bandwidth. You're not constantly juggling 50 open loops. You close them. You build a rhythm. And that rhythm creates results. You stop reacting and start directing. That's how leaders lead. They don't ask for consensus, they create conviction. Make decisions fast, own them. If you fall, fall forward. If you rise, rise like a warrior. But never stand still, never wait. Every second of hesitation is a second stolen from your destiny. You want to build an empire? Then decide like an emperor. With certainty, with force, with speed and finality. Because the world doesn't wait for the hesitant, it rewards the relentless. If your decision doesn't align with your long-term goal, it's trash. Burn it. I don't care how good it feels in the moment, how easy it seems, or how popular it makes you look. If it doesn't directly contribute to where you're going, it's a distraction dressed up as an opportunity. Every minute you spend chasing something off track is a minute you've ripped away from your legacy. You say you want greatness, but then you waste your energy on garbage decisions that take you nowhere. That's the behavior of a dabbler, not a dominator. Titans move differently. They don't just know their end game, they live it with every fiber of their being. They wake up with purpose. They walk, talk, eat, breathe, and act in alignment with their vision. Every move they make is a calculated strike toward that future. You can't be half in and expect full results. Your decisions reflect your priorities. So if you're choosing short-term comfort over long-term growth, guess what? You just told the universe you're fine being average. You just voted against your own potential. You think millionaires take random meetings with people who don't align with their mission? You think high-performance killers are entertaining pointless conversations or scrolling endlessly like mindless sheep? Hell no. Their time is a weapon and they wield it with surgical precision. They ask, does this move me closer to the life I'm building? If the answer is no, it's a hard pass. No apologies, no guilt, just next. You need to train yourself to think like that. Ruthless clarity, zero tolerance for mediocrity. Every phone call, every handshake, every choice should scream, I'm building a legacy. Because you are, or at least you should be. And if you're not, it's time to wake the hell up. Stop letting low-value decisions steer your ship. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your mission, you say no to your destiny. You dilute your power, your time, your results. And then you wonder why nothing's changing. You wonder why your goals feel far away. It's not the goal. It's your daily decisions that are betraying you. So real talk. Look at your calendar, your habits, your environment. Do they scream empire builder or do they whisper lost potential? Are you aligning your life with the future you claim to want, or are you secretly sabotaging it one lazy choice at a time? The truth is, your future is the result of thousands of micro decisions stacked on top of each other. Stack trash, get trash. Stack power, get power. That's the formula. Make every step count. No more wasted motion. No more dead-end moves. From this moment forward, you act as if the next decision you make will echo in eternity, because it just might. Raise the standard, even on the small stuff. How you do anything is how you do everything. That's not just a catchy phrase, it's a law of high performance. If you cut corners on the little things, you're training your mind to tolerate mediocrity. And mediocrity is a disease. It spreads. It infects your mindset, your habits, your reputation. People don't become great by accident. They become great because they hold themselves to a ruthless standard, especially when no one's watching. You think showing up 5 minutes late to a meeting doesn't matter? It does. You think leaving your desk cluttered, skipping workouts, or saying it's just one cheat meal doesn't affect your empire? It does. Those small moments are where the war is won or lost. It's easy to execute when things are exciting or urgent. But the champions, the real killers, they execute with the same fire when it's boring, when it's routine, when it's invisible. Why? Because they know that their future isn't shaped by grand gestures. It's shaped by relentless consistency. Raising the standard means treating every task, every call, every email, every rep in the gym as if it's part of something massive. Because it is. Everything you do either moves you closer to your empire or it drags you deeper into average. There's no middle ground. You're either sharpening your sword or letting it rust. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. You don't need talent to raise the standard. You don't need a degree, a network, or a fancy title. What you need is obsession. Obsession with excellence. Obsession with execution. Obsession with becoming someone your old self wouldn't even recognize. That obsession is the fuel that turns discipline to domination. The truth is, life is watching you, not in the spiritual woo-woo sense, but in the sense that your results, your income, your network, and your legacy are all echoes of how you show up in the small moments. You think success is going to show up one day and shake your hand just because you have potential? Success doesn't care about your dreams, it responds to your standards. So raise them. Raise them until people think you're insane. Raise them until you can't even imagine slacking off. Make excellence your default setting, not a performance you turn on when it's convenient. Make that call you don't want to make. Hit the gym, even when you're dead tired. Rewrite that email one more time. Clean your damn office. Do what others refuse to do. Because when you do the small things like a titan, the big things fall into place like dominoes. That's how empires are built, one brick at a time, laid with precision, by someone who refuses to settle for average. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for permission. Raise your standard and raise your life. Eliminate distractions like a sniper, not like a hobbyist, not like someone trying their best. I'm talking about precision, ruthless intent. You think top performers are casually checking Instagram while building billion-dollar empires? Hell no. They treat their time like it's life or death. Because it is. You're at war every single day, whether you like it or not. And your enemies are comfort, laziness, indecision, and that damn phone in your hand. Every time you pick it up to take a quick break, you're pulling the trigger on your own progress. You're sniping yourself. Every scroll, every swipe, every pointless notification. That dopamine hit you chase from watching someone else live, that's a distraction designed to keep you soft. You don't win wars by staying soft. Winners, real winners, train their mind like a sniper trains his eye. They don't react. They aim. They observe. They wait for the moment to strike. Then they execute with lethal focus. Every minute of distraction is a minute stolen from execution. That's the tax average people pay for being undisciplined, and they don't even know it. That podcast you might get value from, that third YouTube video that might help, if it doesn't feed your purpose, it's a trap. Look around you. The world is full of people doing 100 things halfway and getting nowhere. Why? Because their focus is scattered, their energy is diffused, their attention is a broken weapon. But when you eliminate distractions, when you operate with tunnel vision toward your mission, something changes. You stop reacting. You start creating. You stop consuming nonsense and start building something that lasts. That's when momentum kicks in. That's when the compound effect ignites. That's when people look at you and say, how the hell are they doing so much? They won't understand because they've never experienced the high of total focus. They've never silenced the noise long enough to hear their own hunger. You have to protect your mental environment like your life depends on it, because it does. That means cutting out time-wasting friends, deleting apps, setting boundaries, and saying no 1,000 times more than you say yes. Every yes to distraction is a no to your empire. You can't afford that. Not if you're serious, not if you're hungry, not if you're playing to win. The sniper doesn't hesitate. He's trained for this. So train yourself. Condition your discipline. Make your mission the center of your world and attack it without mercy. Because while you're watching other people live, someone else is taking your shot, building your dream, closing your deal. Act like a sniper. See the target, block out the noise. Breathe in, lock on, pull the damn trigger. You made the call? Then own it. Good or bad, that decision was yours. That's how leaders are born. No excuses, no blame games. That's what it means to act as if every choice shapes your empire. Because it damn well does. The moment you point the finger, you surrender your power. You hand your crown to circumstance, to other people, to luck, to fate. That's not leadership. That's cowardice. Titans don't cry when the outcome isn't perfect. They dissect, analyze, learn, and then come back 10 times stronger. When you own the outcome, even when it's ugly, you rise above the herd. You step into a realm where few are willing to live. The realm of extreme responsibility. That's where transformation begins. Too many people live in the fantasy that there's always someone else to blame. My boss held me back. The economy tanked. My partner didn't support me. Bofelen, huh? Winners play the game knowing full well that sometimes you lose, but they still take the shot. They don't play to be safe. They play to win, and when things go sideways, they don't crumble, they adapt. Why? Because they owned the damn decision. That's power. That's leverage. That's how you build an unshakable mindset. Every time you blame, you're practicing weakness. You're telling your brain that it's okay to be average. But when you own the outcome, your mind starts to evolve. It starts looking for ways to get better, not for ways to escape responsibility. That's when your decisions sharpen. That's when your execution becomes lethal. You start making moves that serve your mission, not your ego. Understand this, when you own the outcome, you also own the results. That means the wins are yours. Not luck, not coincidence, not handouts, yours. And there's a confidence that comes with that, a swagger that can't be faked. People feel it, they follow it. Why? Because most people are terrified of responsibility. And when they see someone who embraces it without flinching, they see a leader. They see a force. You want to lead? You want to rise? Then stop hiding behind excuses. Own your failures as fiercely as you own your victories. Because in the end, every decision you make is either sculpting the future you want or erasing the chance of it. There's no neutral ground. There's no such thing as a harmless decision. Every move counts. Act accordingly. So next time you make a choice, Whether it blows up in your face or takes you to the next level, stand tall, don't shrink, don't hide, own it. Because that's what the greats do. That's how legacies are built. One decision at a time, owned fully, executed fiercely. No fear, no retreat, just forward. Stop walking through life like it's a rehearsal. This is the big stage. This is your shot. Act as if every decision is a power move, because if you don't, life will decide for you. And guess what? Life doesn't owe you mercy. It owes you nothing. So move like a savage, build like a king, execute like your legacy depends on it, because it does.